Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Sherm in the Booth. My name is Sherm. You guys are some true Chicagoans for coming out in January. It's snowing outside, it's freezing, and you're at the fucking club at 1 a.m.
Boys with the bass, yeah, boys, bass.
Who am I talking to right now? You're famous.
Free food, free drinks, music, girls. Let's go.
Do you like it? Cool. You don't? Goodbye.
I'm missing the most important part.
Boys with the bass, yeah.
We should throw like a crazy bar mitzvah party.
This is crazy. Send me stems. I finished it.
What's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
Just wait, you know it kicks in like 3 to 5 seconds afterward.
Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm, and today is a very, very special day for many reasons. Firstly, we're celebrating 6 years of Sherm in the Booth. 6 years! I'm not gonna lie, I almost forgot because it seems like just yesterday that I was saying how crazy it is that it's already been 5 years. But you know what? Thank you so much to everyone that has supported me along the way. I can tell you with full confidence, I absolutely love what I do. Now, secondly, we have our first 3-timer on the show today. Woo! My dear friend Isaac Palmer was in town, and we had such a fun time chatting and catching up. In episode 213, we got it all in and started by talking about the past, present, and future of Isaac Palmer. Now, Isaac is a 3-timer, okay? I've been doing Sherm in the Booth for 6 years, like I said, and he was on episode 11, one of my first guests. He was on again in 37, and it's no secret how much time has passed in between then. He's an incredibly smart and talented dude, and he caught us up on his full story and his successes in music, his travels around the world, and also some of his health complications he's dealt with over the years. Isaac, thanks so much for opening up. Powerful stuff throughout our entire conversation, my friend. Now, of course, we talked about the Isaac Palmer discography. Isaac is one of the most talented and hardworking producers I have ever met. He taught me almost everything I know about music production, and he's 8 years younger than me. But you know what? He was born for this. And the time and effort that he's put in has led him to release tracks like Inception with Tony Jr. on Maximized Records, Need You with Thompson, and a remix of I Love You that's been supported from the Chainsmokers. Not to mention a slew of remixes that he's released for free over the years. Most notably, Skrillex's Ego Death, which is absolute heat. I can't wait for you guys to hear what Isaac has coming out the rest of this year and beyond. If there's one thing that I know about Isaac, is that he is self-made, and he's taken zero shortcuts in life. He's had to overcome more obstacles at his age than most people do in an entire lifetime. His passion for music has helped him get through some tough times, and he continues to stay humble and motivated and gets in the studio on a daily basis. Isaac is the man, and against all odds, he has networked his way to becoming a true force in the industry, but a positive force at that. His story is an inspiration to me and so many others. I really mean it when I say that it's truly an honor to have Isaac on the podcast. I've seen him grow, literally, over the years, and he's like a brother to me. When I think about how far he's come on a personal and professional level, I can't help but smile and get excited for the future that is ahead of him. He deserves everything coming his way, but he's the one who is making it happen. Isaac, thank you so much for coming on the show. I can't think of a better guest to have on 3 times and also celebrate 6 years of Sherm in the Booth with me. So much love and respect for you, my man. Now, enough of me talking, let's get into it right now so you guys can hear his story for yourselves. This is episode 213 with Isaac Palmer. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to Sherm in the Booth. It is my absolute honor to have one of my dear friends, Isaac Palmer, finally live in person on Sherm in the Booth.
I'm so happy to be here. It's been a year. It's been years since I've been trying to get on here.
Years, my guy. Apologies. My fucking old style is spilling over. I'm drinking my drink. You're drinking your drink. Vodka Red Bull guy. Tall boy old style guy.
Yeah. 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, vodka
That's
Red Bull.
Perfect. Well, yeah, you're always in Eastern time, right?
Yeah, we're good to go.
But dude, this is fucking crazy because I was looking at it today. First time you were on the podcast was January 31st, 2017. 2017.
What episode was that?
11.
Wow.
11. Second time, February 6th, 2018. Isaac, it's fucking September 2022, and I want to tell you right here, right now, my man, you are the first guest to be on Sherman the Booth 3 times.
No way. Wow.
We've got a 3-timer here.
Let's go.
Here. Let's
Yes.
go.
Cheers, baby.
And I got to say, man, for a while, I was like, I don't know who it's going to be. You know, I've had a lot of people on twice and like a lot of good friends, but it is just meant to be, man, because I am just so proud of you, bro. And there are so many things that I am excited to talk to you about today. But before we get into all of that, I just want to tell you, like, it is an honor knowing you, and it is a blessing being your friend, and you're a special fucking guy. And man, I owe you a lot of thanks for so much. I'm ready to get into it, but cheers
Thank
to you, my
brother.
man.
Cheers again. I feel so happy to know you as well, and you're one of my best friends. So.
You are one of my best
Cheers.
friends. That's
Cheers
the
to
fucking
that.
truth, man. This is what music does. Isaac and I have known each other since 2017, and goddamn, so much has happened since that episode of Sherman the Booth, since that version of Isaac Palmer, right? Like, the podcast has grown so much. You've grown so much as an artist, and we're here right now on the precipice
Yes.
of a really big cornerstone year for both of us,
I agree.
right? Like, 2023 is going to be
I'm
pretty
stoked.
nuts.
I'm stoked. I'm working on so much stuff. I know you're working on a lot as well.
Yeah.
We got some really cool things planned.
Dude, it's going to be amazing. And you know what? Before we get too ahead of ourselves, right? We have a lot to recap. And
Yes.
like I said, there's a lot that I want to cover with Isaac in this interview, because if you know me, especially personally, it's very likely you know Isaac Palmer. And that's why I think it's really cool, because today everyone's going to find out the Isaac Palmer that I know and love. We're going to bring it out of
let's
you,
go,
my
baby.
guy. We're going to bring it out.
Let's
I gave
go.
you a vodka Red Bull, right?
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Now I'm really gonna open up. We're good.
But dude, it's going to be a great interview, and I want to kick it off. And I know this is going to be a little tough to pin down, but you know, since 2018, a lot has happened to you, and especially the past couple years, a lot of great things. What's been one of the most memorable and exciting moments for you? You know, if you can dwindle it down to one or two things.
One or two things.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's tough.
I know. Hey, welcome to Sherman the Booth, man.
Yeah. Big question.
Yeah, big questions. Big questions.
Well, this summer I went on a tour with my friends
Yep.
from Europe. I've never done anything like that in my life before.
Mhm.
We played. I played 7 shows. I think it was 7. Something
So
close to 7.
sick.
Yeah, I played at Star Beach, which is a super legendary venue in Greece on the island of Crete.
Yep.
And
What was that like? Because I just got back from my honeymoon in Greece, and we talked about
Yes.
this. But Crete is like a whole world of its own, isn't it?
I've never been to an island as big as Crete.
It's pretty fucking
It's
big.
pretty
Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I did when I got off the plane there, I was like, "How big is this place?"
Yeah.
And I guess it's it's the biggest Greek island you can go to.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And it's beautiful. It's amazing.
So cool, man.
Yeah, I loved it. And it's so interesting with the Greek island. You have your English side, your Dutch side.
Right.
You have all your little niches where different nationalities go on vacation, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, and dude, you have a lot of experience in Europe, and we'll talk about this, but let's not forget you're from Granger, Indiana, man. You
I'm
know,
an Indiana boy.
Yeah,
You
bro.
are as well.
I'm an
Yeah.
Indiana
We're
boy,
Indiana
right?
boys.
Like, and sometimes we find ourselves a long way from home. And I always take a moment to appreciate, one, like, to be grateful, right, that I have the opportunity to go travel, but also, like, realize that, like, dude, fuck it, let's have fun. I'm here. This is awesome. And that's something that I've always admired about you, Isaac, is you're just, like, in the moment, killing it. And again, to be fucking in Crete, DJing, crushing it with Tony, it's awesome.
Thank you so much. The words can't even describe how amazing it was. It was such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to live it up as much as I could and
Hell yeah.
really soak it all in. So,
Oh my
I
God.
loved it.
True superstar right here, bro. True superstar.
Thank you.
The place was called Star Beach, right?
Star Beach.
Star
Yeah,
Beach.
you
And
guys
that's
need to
like,
look it up. It's legendary.
and so like compare that to like a Vegas club for like Vegas beach club for people that haven't been to Europe before.
Yeah, it's like a Wet Republic kind of vibe.
Okay.
Like, you know, it's not Vegas, it's Greece, but it's
Right.
still it's still super intense.
Yeah.
And super fun, and the people go crazy, and
Yeah, they do.
like everyone, like Afrojack was there the same time we were.
Oh,
like
Jesus.
a week later. And
Yeah.
so there were, there's some pretty significant guys
Yeah.
who play there, and Tony's like one of the main headliners, and it's just very cool to see him do his thing there as well.
Yeah,
and
of course.
yeah, I love it. It was wild. Like, if you ever get a chance to go,
Yeah.
you guys need to come.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? We're going on tour with Isaac Palmer.
100%.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Absolutely everybody. Hey, look at these sunglasses, by the way. They are your sunglasses.
They're a
Be
little
honest.
big.
They're a little big.
I left my Ray-Bans in Vegas,
Uh-huh.
so I had to go
Classic.
with they're a little overkill, but
Yeah.
I don't mind.
That's the thing, though, right?
Everyone tells me I wear glasses that are too big for my face. So,
Yeah.
and they're probably right.
That's kind of a unique swag, though.
It is. It's different. And
Dude, and you didn't make me, but you were like, this looks good on you.
Bro,
we were
all
fucking
city.
walking around State Street yesterday. If I was by myself or with my wife, she would have definitely said no. Maya would have definitely said no. You know that, Isaac.
it's always weird for you to say wife. I'm still getting
It
used to
is, dude.
I'm
I
still
know.
getting used to it.
I almost say it more just so I can try and get used to it, and it only makes it weirder.
Yeah, but I love it. I still love it.
Hey, Tamaya.
Tamaya.
We're going to do a lot of cheers. We might have to get refills here. This is the type of interviews I love, though, man, because, just over the years, being friends with you through music and then, becoming close with you and your family and vice versa is just like what it's all about to me.
It really is. I agree.
And this interview today is going to be fucking real.
This is going to be super real. I just made a picture on Instagram today, and I talked about how social media can sometimes get the best of us. And, and I feel like you and I, it's going to be something different, and it's going to be super real, and I'm super stoked about it.
Yeah, and we had a good talk about that recently when I came back from my honeymoon, and I told you, I was like, I didn't even realize that I was burning out. I was working super hard. I was losing sense of myself, right? And like a lot of that is due to social media. And like we always discuss like, where am I trying to grow? How am I trying to go with this direction? And all these millions of things that we have to think about. And that's why today and moving forward on Sherman the Booth, like I'm cutting the bullshit. We're going to get down to what people fucking talk about at dive bars in Chicago at 3 a.m. Real shit.
Cheers to that, baby.
Let's go, baby. Yeah, let's go.
I love it.
Right? But that's like...
That has to happen.
That's what I want this podcast to be, is just like something that people can relate to. And there's a lot of cool things that people might not know about you yet that I'm excited to unveil today.
Well, I'm excited to unveil them with you.
Let's go, baby.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going sunglasses off now.
You know what? Let's do it.
That was nice though,
That was
right?
awesome.
Yeah. Let's put them in here so people will still know that, we're rich. So Isaac, if you guys didn't know, is a DJ producer and an incredible artist. And how I actually met him was through SoundCloud, actually. I think we're going to bring it up because I'm going to find the message where I shot you. I literally asked you to be on the podcast through your SoundCloud DMs, didn't I?
Yeah, it was SoundCloud. It was like Escape from Love, right?
It was the Escape from Love remix, baby.
Let's check this one out together. It's the first Isaac Palmer song I ever heard. It's his remix of Escape from Love with Dispose and Charles B.
2016.
Yeah, and remind me, that track, that went top 3 or it won like the talent competition for spinning?
It was like the remix competition for the Escape from Love on the talent pool.
Yep.
And we went number 1 on talent pool.
So dope.
It was with Dispose and
Charles B.
Yes.
Who I didn't realize, like, I just was looking at it today, and Charles B is like fucking legit.
Charles B is awesome. He's killing it.
Yeah.
He's a French DJ.
Yeah.
Love him. And Dispose, I haven't spoken with him for a while. He's a great guy. He's from England.
Mm-hmm.
And that was such a fun project. That was my first like thing I did when I was 16 that really like then I started taking things a little more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but 16 years old, man, and hitting number 1 on Spinnin's talent pool competition is like pretty impressive.
It was cool, and I remember House Nation. That was the first.
Oh yeah, that YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right.
They posted it. I'm like, oh my god, House Nation posted my. Wow, you know. So that was so crazy, you know. For me at that age, and it still is crazy.
For sure.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I feel like you and I have gotten along because of, there's not a lot of people, let alone in the Midwest, except for Chicago, that like are producers and DJs. But Indiana, man, you know, I'm from Zionsville, you're from Granger.
Yeah.
Like, you get into this shit, and very few people are kind of like, at least back when we were growing up and getting into it.
Yeah.
You know, now, dude, fucking kids are 13, 14, 15.
Now you have every kid on the block trying to make music, and
It's different now.
I love it.
It's great. I agree.
It's totally different, you know.
It's totally different.
For the culture, I love it.
Yeah.
But for it's more difficult to try to get to that level.
Yeah, it's become a saturated market.
For sure.
And that's what's so cool about you is like since day one, you've been basically like, I'm going to be an artist. I'm Isaac Palmer. I'm going to put myself out there.
Thank you.
Right?
That means a lot.
I mean, is that the truth though?
It really is. I've networked my ass off.
Yeah.
I've networked really, really hard, and I've tried to make connections, and I've tried to make friends. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I love working with people and making music, but I care more about being friends with people. And
yeah.
And, you know, I feel like if you're friends with people, it always, you know, it just goes further, and and you can have a song with someone, but then you might never talk to them again. And I value relationships and friendships, and that's something I really, really strive for myself as an artist and as someone who's in the industry. That's what I want to do. I want to be friends with everyone.
Absolutely. I mean, what fills you up then, Isaac? Is it the moments with friends? Is it producing? Is it the perfect combination of those two?
Well, I love playing shows, but I haven't been able to do enough of that yet to say it completely fills me up.
Right.
It completely fills me up when I'm able to do it, you know, but I'm still not at the level where I can go play a show every week. Not yet. Maybe soon. Maybe
That's the goal.
Day. That's the goal. But I really think, like, you know, making music, that really makes me super happy, especially when you have a great studio day, or you're not in a writer's block, and you have the vibe right, and that makes me super happy. And then I love spending time with my friends, and you know, all my buddies, the majority of them, they make music as well, so it's always fun to be around like-minded people, you know, just like you. Like, we always have a great time together.
Of course, man.
And we could talk about everything, and I'm easygoing, I think.
Is this a Hinge profile right now?
Yeah, I'm.
Isaac just got accepted to the most exclusive dating app. Can I reveal this? Yeah. What's it called?
Raya.
I don't even know what the hell this shit is.
Oh my! I've been trying for like 5 years.
This guy's fucking qualified, ladies.
I got the text today. I was walking back from Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, oh my god, it can't be real. And then I found out I had to pay for it, but you know.
Hey.
YOLO,
absolutely. We'll save that money elsewhere. Going back to the music, Isaac, do you remember a moment, if there was one specifically, where you were producing or you were at a show or you heard a song and you were like, this is what I love?
In terms of like me wanting to be in the music business?
Yeah, like when you took it from a passion or an interest to like a true goal and a career. Because 16, you hit number 1, bro. So you're pretty young thinking about this seriously, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you want me to just explain how I...
Yeah, go into it. So, however you want to tell it.
Yeah, let me explain. So when I started making music, I was 14 years old. I was in middle school. And I tried to play basketball. That was the whole thing behind it. I wanted to play sports. Couldn't make the team. I had some stuff going on with my health. So... you know, I was playing piano at the time, and then I discovered Calvin Harris. And I was I think it was like 7th or 8th grade, and I was sitting in piano class, and then I started slacking off. Instead of playing Beethoven, I was playing, trying to make my own melodies and stuff on the piano, and and it was 8th grade year. We went to DC, and my dad gave me a little spending money for the trip, and he's like, just get a T-shirt or a hat or whatever, and I ended up saving all the money that he gave me, all the spending money for my DC trip, and I came back and I got Massive from Native Instruments, the synthesizer.
Wow.
And Silent, and so...
Dude, not every kid was doing that.
No, and no, definitely not. And so that's kind of how it started, like my journey in production. And it was just after I heard, it was the Calvin Harris Motion album.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
what it was. It was Motion, and I heard that and I'm like, wow, I want to do what he does.
Yeah.
And I think that big moment, you know, I was making music, and in 2016 I had the spinning thing.
Right.
That was cool.
Right.
But I really think the big moment was when I went to Europe the first time.
Yeah.
With my buddy Tony in 2017. I think that was the big moment where I was like, wow, like I think I could maybe do something with this for my career maybe one day. You know?
Yeah.
It just like hit me like, wow, I'm in Europe with one of my buddies who's a super big DJ, and you know, it just really hit me like maybe I have some opportunities. I could maybe do this for a career.
Yeah.
So that's the big like moment, I think.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy.
You went outside of your comfort zone, right? And I think there's something to be said about, one, knowing where your comfort zone is, two, right? Like call it homeostasis. And then two, knowing when it's time to go out, because unless you challenge yourself, in my opinion, you'll never grow, right? With obstacles comes overcoming those obstacles, right? And figuring those things out. And we'll talk about it more, but like you were struggling with a lot of things, right? Like you're dealing with health issues.
Yeah.
You went to high school, but you were home a lot, right?
Yeah, so I was home in high school.
Right.
I went freshman year.
Right.
And freshman year didn't go too hot at Penn. It was Penn High School. And then I ended up coming home and went online for the rest of high school.
Right.
And that was due to some health issues, and also like in high school I experienced like some bullying my freshman year.
Yeah.
And you know, that affected me pretty badly.
Yeah.
And so I made the call to I spoke with my parents about it, and you know, my mom was pretty supportive. My dad was like, I don't know, but then he came around and agreed to it. You know, but that's a big thing when your kid wants to go fully online. You know,
your kid says that, right? Exactly.
Yeah. So that was, you know, that was a big change, but for me it was honestly the best thing I could have done with my life, and it allowed me to continue to do school while 100% being able to pursue my passion for music and really take it to the next level. Yeah. So it was, that was cool. Wasn't cool, but it was cool. I feel like everything happens for a reason. You know?
Yeah, man, for sure. And I'm glad that you can, first off, thanks for opening up about that. And I appreciate you saying that, because it's no secret that bullying and you know, call it identity issues and things like that, right, are like a big problem in today's society, not just in America.
No, and all over the world, I feel like bullying, and that's one of my things. I really want to be one of those people that can be an advocate, you know, against bullying, and because I've been in that situation.
Yeah, you were challenged.
Yeah, I had some people who bullied me, and you know, I think maybe everyone has it at one point in their life, and I had it throughout school, and I'm good now.
Fuck yeah, you are.
But you know, some people have really, they have a difficult time overcoming that. So I want to be an advocate as much as I can for that, and for people who experience that stuff.
It's amazing, man. And and through music, you kind of found a new path in life, right?
I did. I was able to find something I was truly passionate about. Yeah. And it changed my mindset and everything. So I'm so thankful.
It's awesome, dude.
I'm so thankful. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And you've had such an amazing career in music, and you're just getting started. So you're 22 right now, right?
Yes.
22 years old.
22.
22. This guy just turned 21. I was with you on your 21st, I remember, right? It was, wasn't it, your birthday's in October?
No, you were with me 21st. I was at home last year because I couldn't.
Oh,
I was busy last year.
right. We celebrated it though, didn't we?
We did.
We did.
We celebrated it in like January.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did like 6 months later, but we did celebrate.
We did celebrate.
I love it.
And dude, it's fucking awesome because you're just like just coming into your own right now. Like, so just so you guys know, like Isaac is the person who literally taught me how to produce. I didn't even realize that he was going to become this mentor and example of how to go about your life in the music industry. And do you remember Tony Ferrara, I'm going to send this clip to him because he hates it. We sent you a track and there was a gain on every single track. And you, that. Isaac, fucking 16, 17 years old, were like FaceTiming with you. And you did your thing where you go, okay. Yeah, so there's a gain, literally the fucking plug-in. And it's like, we were like, yeah, dude, it fucking sounds great, right? It's like so loud. And you're like, yeah, no, it sounds really loud.
I've always been like, especially when I was younger, I was so bad at giving like feedback in a nice, I had to always be nice to everyone. Right. I still am. But, now I'm a little more honest. And I was like, yeah, it sounds great. It's just completely distorted,
Dude, I mean, and to think like where I was at then, which is so cool, bro, because I mean, you're one of those people who has actually seen me sort of behind the scenes develop.
Yeah.
With music, with the podcast, with DJing, you've been there every step of the way. So I think that's why I find a special place in my heart for you, because I feel like you're right there next to me. And that's the cool thing about the music industry is like, while we have a whole friendship outside of the music industry, it's still so much fun for me to call you and be like, gotta get here, dude, what do you think of this idea? And you do the same thing for me. And it's like this really special thing. And I think people experience that in sports a lot, but really any sort of creative. But in our world, bro, in this fucking DJ world, not everything makes sense to most people, right? Like when I tell Maya something, she's like, I'm really excited for you,
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is to see how you've developed at teaching me certain things, and maybe and
vice versa. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's just like so awesome, bro. Like to be walking in here today and you running me through these projects that you're working on right now. Like you are fucking 50 times the producer you were 5-6 years ago.
I 100% agree with you.
Thank God you do, because it's the truth, man.
Thank you.
Your process, your strategy, your theory, your knowledge, your experience, like just everything. How you do it is one, which is I think is really important for producers out there, no matter how good you think you are or how good you are, to always be curious to learn more. Sometimes from people that may know less.
Exactly.
And definitely more. And
what I love about that, and I think this goes with anything, music production, I'll talk about it in the sense of music production.
Yeah.
But with anything, you always have to be eager to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I know with music, specifically production, there's 25 ways you can do the same thing. And that's
so true. What did you say to me earlier? There's no rules.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, as long as you don't have the gain up.
Yeah, that is a rule. That's the only rule.
Yeah. But other than that, like, there's not many rules. You can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about music. And even to this day, I'm still learning and teaching myself new things to better me as a producer and just continue to grow.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it.
Stay humble, right?
Yes. I'm like nowhere where I want to be yet. I'm not even close. But I'm so excited that I'm at least working to get there,
Do you kind of at this point, like, just to draw a parallel to sports again, right? Like Michael Jordan and these professional athletes, like Kobe Bryant probably is the best example.
Yeah.
He knew how to get better, and he knew that it took time and effort to do that. Do you see that parallel for you in the studio?
Yes and no. Like, I know how to get better, but it also, with music especially, the rules change every
Because it's subjective, right?
Yeah,
Versus like if I'm Kobe Bryant, I just have to score.
You have to know exactly how to play basketball, and basketball never changes. Music changes. Like styles change. Genres change.
Yeah.
Like for example, in 2019, before the whole COVID thing, I made like 5 or 6 really good songs.
Yeah.
Like they're some of my best songs I think I've ever made, and they ended up not being able to come out. They haven't released yet, just because of COVID, and and since COVID happened, the style changed.
Yeah.
So you either have to adapt and change. So that's just a prime example.
Yeah.
And you have to continue to just grow with the times.
You do.
But yeah, I do see a parallel on the way I can better myself for the future.
What would be your advice to someone, and I think you'll like this question, not who's getting into it, but maybe who's somebody like me, right? Like, how do I focus on getting better? If I like have the fundamentals, I have the knowledge, I can produce a track, but I want to take it to the next level.
I think if you just for me, I sat in the studio every day for like 8 hours a day.
You do. You have been doing it for years. Yeah.
I still do it.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just like, it's like anything. The more time you put in, the better you're going to get. And it just takes time. So
good point.
If you try to rush it, you won't grow, you won't get better. You'll just get more disappointed and upset at yourself.
Yeah.
But if you just take the time and you really put your all in and take the time to really learn, and that's the best advice I can give. So take your time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be difficult.
Right.
With some circumstances, that can be really difficult.
And like social media, like we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm not putting out music, putting out content, then like, am I even relevant?
Yeah, it's a very difficult business and job.
Yeah. That's why it's a dream job, right? Because it's not for everybody.
No, exactly. But I really think it all starts with the music. And if you can really prove like, okay, as long as you love your music.
Yeah.
And of course it has to be good, but if you love it, then eventually other people will love it as well.
Yeah,
you just have to love what you're putting out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that if it makes you happy and you love it and you want to play it, I mean, then that's what's going to continue, I think, to make you better and make you grow as a producer. And that's what I've always been told.
It's like a fine line that you're trying to see. It's like, I want to be original, but also it's important, if I think about it, want to make money in this game, right? I need to sometimes adhere to certain trends.
Genres, exactly.
But like that's kind of the fun part that I think a lot of people consider it to be a huge blockade. Is it like, how do I dip my toe in the tech house pool, but also have the whole other part of my body in Isaac Palmer's hot tub?
I understand.
And weird ass metaphor, but I think it kind of makes sense.
I love it.
It got me a little bit,
Yeah, that was very original. That was very original.
Isaac Palmer's hot tub is so sick, ladies, by the way.
I think that's like you just said the answer to my, like, the last question you asked about the parallel.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part,
Right.
Being original, but also sticking to a trend. I mean, right now, you can't go out and put out, you can't go put out 2012 Big Room right now. It's never gonna.
No.
It's not gonna work like it did before.
Right.
You can put it out.
And you can love it.
Yeah, but maybe it's not gonna go.
Yeah.
So there is a fine line on, like, okay, we can move into to a techier, tech house or hardstyle or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
A growing trend.
Yeah.
But then you should try to create something original around that trend.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part. That's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And that's something I can't tell anyone how to do. That's just
right.
You have to just randomly try stuff on your computer and hope it works out.
That's true. That's true.
That's the fun part, but also it's fun, but it's also not fun.
Yeah.
So
what about when it comes to you making your music, because you have an incredible discography of originals, remixes, collabs, bootlegs, edits, mashups, right? Like it's all Isaac Palmer, baby.
Yes.
But your sound has evolved a lot. So if you can like retrace your steps to, the Escape from Love, Isaac Palmer, to where you're at now, like, what do you think has changed in terms of your approach with this business knowledge? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm really like you said, you have to love what you're doing, but you also, in the terms of a business, you have to know how to monetize.
Yes. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, like my goal is to make money with this, and it's all to do what I love, but it's also I want to do this for a job.
It's a career.
So
yeah,
it is. But yeah, in terms of how I've grown, it was piano house stuff. The good old piano house.
Hell yeah.
I still love it.
Yep.
It's still such a vibe. I think we did like 2 or 3 piano house songs. I did the Escape from Love and the Gecko.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was also with Dispose.
Yes.
Yes. That was cool. That was fun. That was piano house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm slowly going a little harder. So I was piano, and now I make like more. It's not bass house, but it's kind of like EDM, but not EDM.
Yeah.
EDM's kind of. It's not EDM, but it's harder.
How would you just like Spark Notes define EDM, Isaac? Because I feel like a lot of people think it's all EDM, right?
Yeah, that's a very difficult thing.
EDM, it's Calvin Harris. It's Zed.
Like Martin Garrix.
Yeah.
And that's EDM. But you also have so many different genres within EDM.
Because it's all electronic dance music. It's so weird
what I
how
always
this
say
has happened, right?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
What I always say about EDM is stuff that you can really jump to. You know?
Yep.
Like you can really jump to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like the house and the tech house, which is more like the dancing, shuffling kind of music.
Right.
So I guess that's what I really like. What EDM is like stuff that you can jump around. You feel like you want to jump around to it.
Right.
So and I feel like I lie in the middle of the stuff that you can dance to and the stuff that you can jump to.
Yeah.
I like to fall in between those two.
Because you're inspired by a lot of different artists.
I am. I have so many and so many people I'm influenced by and inspired by.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to tell?
Yeah, baby. I'm teeing it up.
Some of the big ones are Calvin Harris, of course.
Yep.
But that guy, he like anything he touches, it's like gold. So
I hope people know how talented he is if they already don't.
Just look him up on Spotify.
9th most streamed artist in the world on Spotify. That's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty.
An electronic music producer. But he's so much more than that.
Yeah.
He's influenced a generation of people.
He's a visionary.
He's a huge influence of mine, too. So I feel you on that, man.
Yeah, who else? I love the I'm thinking of all the DJs that I love their music.
Yeah. What about let's start with like some of the early ones, and then we can go to right now.
Okay, early ones.
Yeah.
I love Martin Garrix.
Of course.
He was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Big inspiration. Timmy Trump is really awesome.
Fuck yeah.
I love his music, but I also he's a little hard for me. But he's just his vibe it's very inspirational.
Yeah.
My one of my good friends, Tony Jr.
Yep.
He's inspiring to me. The Chainsmokers.
Yep.
They're very inspirational to me.
Yep.
And even early on, really early on, I love their stuff.
Same.
Tiesto. But Tiesto is Tiesto. You can never go wrong with Tiesto.
You can't.
Yeah, I feel like getting my phone and scrolling and seeing what I'm listening to. Wow.
What about today?
Today, I really love.
You were just talking about James Hype.
James Hype. I love James Hype.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I love. There's this guy. His name's Odd Mob. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, of course.
Did,
you like Odd Mob?
Yeah, Left to Right, and he has the Mobamba remix that's sick.
Yeah.
And I love his stuff. But I'm also inspired by the guys who do dubstep and Crank Dad. And,
yeah.
I love those guys. So I'm really all over the board. I'm so random.
Isaac, I think that's
Flux Pavillon.
Pavilion.
Jesus. Pavilion. Pavillon.
I was like, who's Pavillon? Oh, yeah.
It sounds cool when you say
Pavlov's dog. Yeah, Pavlov's dog. Yeah, that's what. That's his alter ego. That's the thing today, though. Why I wanted to ask that question is because when we were first getting into it, sure there was house and techno and dubstep, right? But where we're at now, artists have so much more of an opportunity to get that visibility and fan base and all that stuff, right? So it's like, no wonder you're influenced by a lot of different people now, because that barrier to entry has just slowly, well, not slow, I would say it was going slowly, and then technology caught up to everything.
Yeah.
Right? And now people like Flux Pavilion are inspired by maybe somebody like Isaac Palmer, right? Who's younger in the game. And it's just this really, really cool melting pot of genres right now. Dude, there's no fucking limits. There's no restrictions. Collaborations are insane these days.
And that's the amazing part, but it's also like the weird part of the music industry.
Yeah.
Like the dance, you don't know. You have so many options. You have so many things you can do.
Yeah.
But you also you're like, okay, what's the label gonna sign? Like,
that is a very good point.
Like I have like some really interesting music, and it's similar to some stuff that's been signed already, but like maybe a label doesn't want that. So
they're looking for the next thing.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. Like, it's just interesting, And you have so many options and so many different influences and so much genre mashing.
Yeah.
That it's also like you don't know what everyone wants these days.
You don't.
Apart from your
they
standard,
want it all, don't
they?
Yeah.
Apart from the standard like tech house and stuff that's trending.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so interesting for me as an artist.
For sure. And that's one of the things as an artist that, again, we have to deal with, where it's like you make music for you, but then you release it and you're like, does anybody like this? Like, labels didn't want it, and you just expect so much of yourself sometimes when it comes to your creative process. And I think that's why a lot of artists, they are hesitant to release music.
And I watched an interview with David Guetta, and I love David Guetta, by the way. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I watched an interview with David Guetta, and he said, when you make a hit, he's like, then it becomes harder because people expect to have another hit.
Yeah.
And I haven't made a hit yet.
Right.
I hope I make a hit one day. That would be amazing.
Yep.
But even now, I've signed a few records, and they've done pretty okay.
Right.
I've been on Spinning and some cool labels.
Yep.
But now I feel like the need, I have to be good enough to go back on Spinning. I have to be good enough to get signed back to here so I feel like, I didn't have much pressure before, but I really feel like the pressure for me personally, I have pressure to make it, and to do the right thing and to be strong and get the right stuff done.
Right.
So I think that's been a struggle for me lately, is I feel like this pressure building on my shoulders, I need to do this, I need to do that.
Yeah. I understand.
So that can be a difficult thing as you start to, if you sign a cool record deal or whatever it is, and you get a little bit of taste of how it feels, then you feel like you need to really, you just feel the
That's
urge.
true. It's true. It's the brutal reality of this all. And you think David Guetta has had a lot of hits.
It's the best part. It's the best and the worst part of the business.
It's the double-edged sword, man. And dude, I mean, seriously though, all things considered, you may not have had a hit yet, but you've released some really, really good music. And
thank you so much.
Your remixes are something that I've always loved so much, because you remix so many different songs, man. I mean, we talk about the progressive songs, Escape from Love that you remixed, and Ego Death, right? It's so much variety that you have.
That was so fun. That was a great project.
How do you choose what to remix? Does it just call out your name?
Yeah.
It does.
Literally, I'm on Spotify, I listen to it, and it says, Isaac, remix me.
Oh, yeah.
Ego Death, that was during COVID, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I remember when you sent it to me. It was summer 2020.
Yes. And that was so fun because I loved the ending of the song.
Mm-hmm.
When they had FKA twins, I think that's what they are. And that was their part of the song, and I'm like, these guys need to shine.
Yeah.
I want them fully in the song.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, this needs a house remix, and it's gonna be cool. And it turned out very well.
Dude,
it's doing pretty well right now.
It's still doing really well. I think it's got like 40,000 plays on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's just like you putting it out there.
Yeah, I just put it out, and yeah, I did pretty good.
Yeah,
I guess
it's absolutely fire. But your most recent remix, Chainsmokers, "I Love You," fucking incredible, dude.
Thank you.
I know you guys are going to love this one too. It's Isaac Palmer's remix of the Chainsmokers' "I Love You."
In the range outside and I'm thinking about loose ends. Even though we could ties, I don't wanna be just friends. From the day I got your number, like Paris in the summer, it ends. Every day goes by, I wish I was in your bed. I love you, oh God. It's hard to find a reason why we can't work this out. I love you, oh my God. It's hard to find a reason why we can't work this out.
I think it's my favorite remix of yours, and I think it's probably because where you're at stylistically right now is like what resonates with me.
Yeah, that's kind of what
like I like all your music, but like for me, that's like a track that like I'm down to drop.
Yeah, you
know
can
what I
tell
mean?
like I'm going a little,
Yeah, it's fucking hard.
Let's kick it to the next level here,
And
baby.
so I want to ask you about the story, and you can tell us, but you made 2 versions of that song, right? 2 versions of the remix.
Yeah, I did. I made 2 versions. I made like a really cool
And
like,
the EDM-y one is really good too.
yeah, it was like it kind of reminded me of like Alesso vibes,
Yeah.
like happy, like good for Spotify kind of stuff.
For sure.
I still love that's like one of my favorite versions,
It's so good.
But yeah, the story behind that.
We go way back.
Should I like you want me to tell?
Take
the
us
whole
back,
story?
bro. I want to hear it.
So I actually know the guys from the Chainsmokers.
Yep.
They're good friends of mine. Well, not good friends, but they're friends.
I think they're good friends.
They're becoming good friends. But I met them at Hooters in South Bend, Indiana. Actually, that was 2018, I think. Yes, yeah, 2018. So they were on tour. They were on the, I don't know which album it was, Sick Boy, I think, or Memories Do. I think it was Memories Do Not Open.
Yeah.
I think.
Because they had Memories Don't Open and then Sick Boy and then now just the recent one.
Yeah, they had like World War Joy, and then they had this So Far So Good Now, and that's
Dude, they've released so much music.
they're killing it.
Yeah.
I love them. But yeah, it was one of their tours. I don't know. I think it was Memories, but I'm not sure. And they were playing at Notre Dame, which is I'm in South. I live near Notre Dame, so my mom bought tickets to the show, and I stalked their Instagram. Right, I was stalking their Instagram because I wanted the email. All I wanted was Alex and Drew's email, so I could send them some music.
Yeah, of course.
And I saw they were at Hooters. So I like talked to my mom about it before, and I'm like, should I go? And she's like, yeah, you need to go. So she kind of like gave me the little shove to go to Hooters.
Yeah.
And I drove so fast. I'm like, please don't leave. I drove so fast to Hooters, and I pull up, and then I see Alex standing outside, smoking, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, here we go. I got this.
Here we go. And I got out of my car, and I'm like, okay, dude, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. And I walked up to him and like, hey, are you the Chainsmokers? And he's, it's actually what I was like, hey, are you the Chainsmokers? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, could I get your email, man? And he's like, of course, bro. Like, of course, dude. And he gave me his email, and I ended up going home, and I was like, wow, like, what am I gonna send them first?
Yeah. What a moment, though, right?
It was such a big moment.
You went out there and got it, Isaac.
I went out there to Hooters. I got his email and I left.
I love that it's at a Hooters in South Bend, too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was legendary.
Legendary.
Excuse me. In our email thread now, it still says Hooters ND. we still have the Hooters thread going.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How can you not?
How can you not?
But yeah, then I went home and I went to the show the next day or whatever, and I sent him some music like a week later, and they're like, hey buddy, like it's really good, you know. And even me thinking back to then, I didn't think it was. Now, as I've progressed, I don't think it was that good.
Right.
But it was still so cool for them to reply, and
they saw something.
And yeah, and so I've known him for like 5 years now.
Crazy, dude.
Really crazy.
And so they sent you the stems, and you got the chance to remix it.
Yeah, so I was in Vegas. I've been going to ever since I turned 21.
Life's been good.
Life's been great. Yeah.
Life's been great. Excuse me. Yeah.
I love it. They've been inviting me to Vegas, so I went to Vegas I've been to Vegas with him like every month, every couple of weeks. I go to Vegas when I have the chance.
Yep.
And just to hang out with them and go to the show and
enjoy yourself.
It's a fun time.
I've heard.
And they're really fun people to be around.
It's amazing though, dude.
And we were like drunk Vegas night. You know how it goes. And and the next morning, I sent Alex a message like, "Hey, bro, can I try to remix one of the songs?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, of course. Let me connect you to the label." And they ended up sending me the stems for "I Love You,"
which is my favorite song off that album.
Yeah, I love it. It's like one of my favorite songs, and
it's really good.
I had such a vision going into it, like, oh, if I got this opportunity, I know exactly which route I would go. And, and it was such a cool thing. So I got all the stems, and I got right to work, and it was just one. That was a big moment for myself as an artist. Like, wow, I'm getting to remix someone that I really care about.
Yeah, for sure.
So
full circle, man. Cheers to you,
cheers.
Isaac.
Let's do it again. Cheers.
Cheers to the Chainsmokers as well.
Cheers to the Chainsmokers.
I fuck with those guys so hard. Like, I always have. And, they're always a hot topic. And I remember they came out with their Small Pools Dreaming remix a long time ago.
I don't even know.
You don't know it?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, they know. And so does millions of people in my generation, too.
Okay.
And the sound of it was so good. And they just had so many songs when I was really getting into electronic music that I was like, wow, fuck yeah, the Chainsmokers. And then Selfie came out, right? And it's just a fucking viral hit.
Yeah.
And I've just been watching them on their journey and always interested in like their background, East Coast guys. I think Drew's from Connecticut or...
I think he's from Maine.
Maine, but East Coast guys.
Yeah, East Coast.
New York, a lot of New York.
Yeah.
And they're just humble guys, and they deserve a lot of fucking credit because they are truly talented and they work really hard. And
they deserve a lot of credit. They've helped me out a lot.
And their shows are fucking awesome,
Their shows are so cool. I've been to like 2 Encore Beach Club shows now, and they are super freaking lit.
They're entertainers.
They are the best. They're the best.
Seriously. And that's like, I look up to them in that regard because I talk to DJ Susan about this all the time, and we talk about it too. This is like a performance art, dude. Like, you're putting on a show. Like, people want to be entertained, and playing music as a DJ is pretty easily found these days, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what sticks out about you, even if you are a big act, even if you are an incredible producer, they do it.
Yeah, they do. They're like, hands out to them. They're the best.
People walk away like mind fucked.
Yeah, they're some of the best entertainers I know personally. But yeah,
absolutely.
Even apart from their entertainment, like in them as DJs and artists, they're just like I consider Alex a friend of mine, and he's just such a nice person, and
it's great, man.
They're the most down to earth, some of the most down to earth guys I know for their success level, and just super thankful to be able to be.
It's great
spending some time with them. So
and the remix that you made speaks for itself. So if you guys haven't heard that, you got to go check that out. It's for free download too, right?
It is.
Isaac, you give away too much. Too much, man. But anyway, so that's the remixes, all right? People, if you haven't fucking heard some of his music, go to his SoundCloud, check out these remixes because they're awesome. But we've talked about this throughout this interview, is you being Isaac Palmer, the original music producer, bro. You've got a lot of great original tunes. And there's one that I want to talk about in particular with a guy you've mentioned a few times. Tony Jr., Inception on Maximize.
Get ready for this banger. This one's called Inception by Isaac Palmer and Tony Jr. on Maximize Records.
Yes.
This was a pivotal track for you as an artist and a really cool, unique thing that you did with Tony to release on Spinnin', Maximize, you know, through Blaster Jacks.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know we just told the whole story of the Chainsmokers, man, but this Tony Jr. story is like, it's really, really, really special.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for Tony too. He was someone like the Chainsmokers to me, where I was a huge fan. His collaboration with Steve Aoki and Nervo, and also of course Tiesto, and him as an original producer on his own. He's also like the fucking coolest guy ever. Like literally just like he's tatted up, fucking stud, you know. But he's like the nicest guy too. He's like one of those guys. But you had this track come out, and it was a long time coming. How did it feel? And we'll tell the Tony story in a little bit, but like just fast forward to like finally getting that track out with like your friend, your mentor, and just like your confidant.
It was crazy. Like I don't know, 7 years or 8 years I've known Tony, and after like 7 or 8 years, he's like, "Yeah, let's do a song together." I'm like, okay,
yeah, I'm down.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
For sure. And shout out to the Blaster Jack guys. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for signing my song. But it was such a cool, like for me, like my dream since I was 12 years old, 13 years old, whenever I started making music was like spinning records, Maximize.
Yep.
Like I saw the big S and I'm like, wow. I remember getting the contract and seeing Maximize and the big S for spin. I'm like, wow.
Fuck yeah.
This is crazy.
Yep.
So that was such a big, like for me as an artist, that was like, wow. Like I did it.
Exactly,
I got,
man.
Like that was a goal for a long, long time. And I think for anyone my age who started in that age of EDM with
that
spinning
S, that S logo.
Yeah. It was such a big pivotal moment for me as an artist. And it was with my best friend.
Yeah.
You know, so that was even more fun.
So cool, man.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's a great track too.
Thank you.
It bangs live. Remember I dropped it at Soundbar?
I do remember. I went on stage with you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And I think I had played it. I don't know if I had played it live. And it's one of those songs where you play live, you're like, "Poof, yeah."
Yeah, it really has some.
Yeah, it's good. It's
pretty punchy, you know.
It's very punchy. Yeah, it fucking. You're like, "Poof." You feel something.
That's like what I call EDM. You want to jump to it, you know? That's good. Yeah, it's a fun one.
That track is amazing though, man.
Thank you so much.
But the story with you and Tony goes way back, like you said, further back than you and I.
Yeah, that's probably a year or two before I met you.
Yeah, and remind me, you just basically messaged him through Snapchat?
Yeah, so he had
once again Isaac hustling, okay?
Yeah,
hustling from a young age, dude.
This is another like 5-minute story, but here we go.
Here we go.
It was 2015, the end of 2015, like November-ish, December, and Tony had a song with Tiesto called "Get Down" come out,
which is fucking a banger.
Yeah, crazy, love it. And it was like one of my favorite songs, and I was actually like a fan of Tony, and I'm still a fan, but
of course,
you know,
different type of fan. Now. Yeah.
But but he opened up his Snapchat like publicly, so his fans and his friends and people from around the world could message him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even remember. I sent him a video, and then I sent him a video, and then he replied. He's like, "Keep up the good work." And then I sent him another video of like a song I was working on, and then he's like, "I want to help you." You know, it was super like random.
Through Snapchat.
Yeah, and we like every time we explain the story, because a lot of people ask like, "Oh, how do you know each other?" And
Yeah.
every time we're both explaining it, right?
Yeah.
And we still just don't know like why it worked out. But it's like Tony says like something in like my heart like really felt like I really needed to like get to know me, you know, get to know you, and so it was just weird. You
Yeah.
know? It's like I always call it like a random thing from the universe that sometimes happens where it's just like meant to be. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then we started talking, and he came on tour in 2016 in America.
Yep.
And he came to my house for like 5 days with his tour manager, Brian.
Yep.
Who's also like one of my best friends.
Brian's the fucking man.
Brian's the man. He, they're just like my family, you know?
Yeah.
But I've gotten to know them like so well. And I've been traveling to Amsterdam ever since I knew him. Ever since he came to my house for that week in 2016.
Yeah.
I went to Amsterdam. My parents sent me by myself. So
How was that conversation?
Yeah, like we booked my flight, and they're like, I know they spoke with Tony and Brian. Like, you better take care of my kid.
Yeah.
You know, I was 17, and I went for it, and that was my first time I ever had a drink in a club. So that was a cool experience.
Hell yeah, it was.
And I have so many memories with these guys, and they're very special people to me.
Yeah. Shout out to Tony and Brian.
Shout out to Tony and Brian and everyone else.
And I think that there's a lot to be said too. You know, you're talking a lot about everybody else, Isaac, but I just do want to take a second to say everybody sees something in you, man. You know? We really do.
Well, I really appreciate that. I don't expect, like, for me, like, I have some really cool friends, you know. I have Alex, and I have Tony and Brian, and I have so many amazing people that are, like, helping me and just being good to me and good friends, and I really value that. So I'm thankful for everyone that's been there for me and are helping me along the way with this, and just not even helping me, but just being there for me and being a good friend. You as well, like, you've been there for years, just as a good friend.
I got your back, bro.
And that's like, for me, I value that way more than working on a song with someone, or you know, if I can make if I can make a good friend and have a friend that I can have for a long time, that makes me so much happier than trying to make a song with someone. Or, you know what I mean?
That is actually it, Isaac. You just kind of said what I've never been able to say.
We don't even have a song together yet, right?
Yeah, dude.
We should probably work on that. But
yeah, we should work on that. In this game and in this world, we're almost raised, and we experience it in so many ways, where people use and abuse to get their way. And you, as someone who's trying to make it in the music industry, have made great connections in the music industry. But above all, like you said, they're better friends, and that is what matters to you.
Yeah, I care. Like, of course, it's really cool, you know, that I have some really amazing...
Right, but you're not, like, fucking walking around the streets telling everybody like most people would.
Yeah, and I don't care about who they are. I don't care about who anyone is, as long as, like, of course, you're inspired by them, but, you know, it's all about, like, people and how nice they are, and that's more... I value that way more than anything else in this world, because it takes a lot to become a good friend of mine. I have, like, you know, I have high expectations.
Well, and I mean, going back, man, you got bullied at a young age, so like...
Yeah, and for someone to be a good friend, and I feel like you really have to take that for granted these days.
Yeah.
To have a good, true friend, you know?
Yeah.
So that's really what, you know, that's what I value.
I fucking love that, man.
I love it. That's how I've always gone about things, and that's more important to me than anything else.
That is more important. You know what's important to me? Getting you another vodka Red Bull. Would you like a refill?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, Isaac, your drink is refilled.
We're good, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Cheers to you, my man. So, one thing that I haven't mentioned about how we met is actually one of the main reasons, outside of course, how talented a producer you are, is your health conditions. So, my brother was born with a cleft lip. You were born with a cleft lip and a cleft palate too, right?
Yeah.
And I could immediately tell in your picture because my brother still has the scar.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I asked you about it or something. But over the years, I've come to find out so much more about your story. And I'm grateful that my dad, as a doctor, has been able to help you with a few things.
He has.
And I think probably to an extent, it's nice for you to be able to talk to someone who understands medicine a little bit, Like I'm genuinely always curious to get an update because in the best way possible, it's interesting to me to see how, dude, like looking at you, bro, you're a grown man to me now. You really are. And when I first met you, right, like you were like a young guy, like, and I'm gonna share the audio of you talking in the first.
No, don't do it. I was such a baby.
It's so funny, man. It really is. But like, dude, like just against all odds, you're fucking here and you're killing it. And I know today you still deal with a lot of things and you've got a long road ahead. But
yeah,
I know there's a lot of people that are probably wondering, like,
yeah, of course. And
what's been going on in your life, Isaac? And as much as you want to divulge, please share, my friend.
Yeah, I have a big story, medically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I was born with so much shit.
Yeah.
And no one knows why. So that's always been a weird thing,
No one knows.
No one knows. Like for my cleft lip, palate.
Yeah.
And you're right, it's such a small world,
Yeah.
You guys are from India as well. And,
Yeah.
And I think your brother actually used some of the same.
I think we did.
Doctors that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So it's just so crazy. The whole thing. It's like another thing from the universe. It's meant to be.
True.
But back to it. I had like the cleft lip, the palate. I'm missing some muscles. I have a bunch of stuff going on with my teeth. There's weird random things all over my body that have just gone wrong.
Yeah.
For no apparent reason.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been kind of, it's been a long road, and I'm thankful that I have the music thing, because it's something I can do from the couch or from the bed or wherever I am.
Yeah, at home.
At home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to go to a gym, and I don't have to trap. I mean,
Yeah.
So as long as I have my MacBook, I'm good. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy journey, and I still have some more stuff. I don't know how many surgeries I've had. Probably, I think I've had over 40 now.
I feel like it's 50 probably.
Yeah.
You've had surgeries within the surgery.
I've had surgeries in the surgery.
Yeah.
The latest thing I've had was I had a nut bar placed in my chest.
Yeah.
Because my lungs were like collapsing on each other or whatever. So that was my latest thing, and they had to redo that just because that didn't work right, and it ended up breaking some of my ribs.
Yeah.
So now I have this big 12-inch bar in my chest.
Literally right now.
Right now, as we speak. It's actually pretty badass.
It is.
It's pretty badass, and I actually have the old one at home.
Oh my God.
I have the old one. It broke. The one that like broke my ribs. I have it. And it's super dope. I'm so happy I have it. But you don't want it inside of you.
That would be like your zombie apocalypse weapon, wouldn't it?
Oh, sharpen it. So, yeah, I have that. And I have some other stuff coming up, like with my jaw and my mouth. And just, you know how it goes.
Yeah, man.
But it's
tough.
But, I was raised by my parents very well. I was raised to never ever feel bad for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised to never take anything for granted. And I was raised, the number one thing that my parents always told me is there's someone that always has it worse than you.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
And that's what I've always, I've always said that to everyone who's, You know, because I hate when people say, "Oh, I feel sorry for you."
Right.
I hate, like, I know people do, but I hate when people. I just hate it. Because it's just a personal thing for me. You know?
Yeah, of course, Isaac.
But I'm so thankful that my parents raised me the way they did, and I could have been a negative guy, or I could have been a positive guy, and I really, really, really strive on positivity.
Yeah.
It's like a something it gives me energy, you know, and sometimes it's hard to be positive.
Yeah.
With some of the situations that I'm going through,
Mm-hmm.
but I would rather be positive and hope for the best and continue to do whatever I can with music, whatever it is, to better myself and people around me.
Yeah.
Than say, oh, I feel bad for myself. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna give up. I'm just gonna be I'm not gonna try anymore. And so I've always tried my best to be a positive person and be an advocate for positivity, because there are a lot of people in the world that are struggling with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So you need to take everything you have for granted, and I take a lot for granted. I'm a very lucky person.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of cool things that are happening. I have a lot of amazing people in my life.
Yeah.
But not everything's perfect.
Yeah.
And it's made me into the person I am today. I feel like
for sure.
I feel like if I didn't have that health situation, I feel like I probably wouldn't be making music.
Yeah.
I probably would be going to college like everyone else.
Yeah.
And I would probably have a business degree and and figure out the next step.
For sure.
So I feel very lucky and not lucky, but I feel like it's weird, but I feel like a sense of...
It's your path.
Yeah.
It's like hard to say lucky because
it's not lucky, but
it's been no one else's path, right? Which is like, you talk about going to college and getting a business degree. Like, that's something that's easy for everybody to understand because there is that path. But you're on this path of one, I want you guys to know how humble he's still being right now, because nobody has had to experience things that you've experienced, but that's also made you so fucking tough, dude.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It has. I have a super high pain tolerance.
Fuck yeah, you do.
Yeah, I can do anything without pain pills. So I love it. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I mean, I just feel like whatever is in the universe, whoever it is, whatever it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But whoever's in control, if there is someone in control, if there's not, I know that this all happened. There has to be a reason for this.
Yeah.
And I've been super unlucky with a lot of shit in my life. I have. Yeah. I've been unlucky. I have some unlucky stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I also have been super lucky. I have some of the best friends. I have you. I have Tony. He's my brother. I have Alex and Drew, and I have some of the best friends.
And your family, right?
My family.
Yeah.
I have a great. My dad and my mom. They're so supportive of me, and they, So I really, really, really feel lucky. I really do.
Even all things considered.
Yeah, I have some shitty luck, but you know what? Everyone has.
When it all boils down.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's interesting, Isaac. And just to put it simply, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, man.
It hasn't killed me yet. So
and my guy,
I need to be around for a little longer.
Bro, I swear to fucking God, 99.999999999. You're literally the 0.0000001% of people that could fucking not only get through it, but do it with a fucking smile on your face and an excitement towards the future. I remember when the whole bar situation was going on. I remember we had that long talk.
I remember.
And you were pissed. I had never seen you pissed. You were like, I don't want to do this. I want to go on tour. I've got all these great things going on. And I remember just listening to you, and you kind of talking yourself down a little bit, just by getting it out. And I want you to know, it's okay to be pissed sometimes, dude.
Yeah, it's weird. I grew up in the hospital,
Yeah.
Every summer until I was 16, 17, I had a major surgery because I was at school.
Right.
During the year.
Right.
So I could never do it during the year. So my summers were taken up by surgery.
Because the surgeries would put you bedridden, basically, right?
Yeah.
Right. Just so people understand.
Yeah. So usually, like I had multiple jaw surgeries and other chest stuff. And
Yep.
Everything, just crazy shit.
Yep.
But they were major operations.
Yeah.
And I feel like as I have lived with it for my entire life, I missed out on a little bit. I grew up pretty quick. I spoke with, at a young age, from when I was very young, I started speaking to doctors and professional people.
Yeah.
And it made me grow up really quick.
Yeah.
So, I, like a lot of the high school, BS that everyone, I skipped all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I moved into this is what I want to do. I want to make music. I want to have a career, so I kind of skipped a little bit of which I'm not upset or not, I don't know how I feel about it.
Did you ever have the feeling like I want a normal life, or is it like?
Yeah, I've had a normal life, but it's I didn't go to the prom.
Yeah,
that
that
kind of
sense,
stuff,
yeah.
Just, I've had a normal life, but just in the sense of, the normal stuff that most kids should do.
Yeah.
And I guess I was just at the point where I've had so much stuff that I don't care about the prom. I would rather make music and work on my career, or go see my friends, know, because I don't know, just with my experiences, and I realized a lot of that stuff doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I've had life I've gotten the real picture of life through my experiences in the hospital and with my health, and I've kind of had okay, this is life, and this is how it really is, and this is how it needs to go for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I do.
So it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just my thing.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's like a you do you kind of situation.
For sure.
And I hate you do you.
Yeah,
But
I
hate when people say that, but it's kind of what,
Yeah, I do. I do know what you mean. And I think there's a lot to be said about your unique journey.
Yeah.
And what I want people to understand or hope to learn from you is that through all of this, it's really made you a more enhanced version of Isaac Palmer, right? Right of mind, right of body, but also it's proven how strong the mind can be, Isaac.
Yeah, physically, I'm not the strongest guy. I'm not I don't work out, but mentally.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to toot my own horn.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
Mentally, I'm good,
And that's your fucking edge, man.
Yeah, mentally, I just, with my experiences and with everything, I feel mentally,
Exactly.
I'm pretty squared away.
Yep.
And you had your good days where and then you have your experiences with health and with everything else where you you have your bad days and you have your sad days, but
yeah, of course,
it makes you stronger. And but everyone has that, just in different situations.
Yeah.
So I've always just been thankful that I don't have cancer or a disease that's gonna kill me. I'm so thankful that I've still been very lucky, even though I've had some problems and some issues. But
yeah.
At least I'm still here and I'm able to do what I can do, and maybe I do it a little different than other people do it, but
yeah,
I'm still kicking. So
the one thing to take away for you, Isaac, that I hope gives you kind of the ability to sleep at night is that through your struggles, you're helping other people, younger people that might have some sort of symptom or operation or anything,
and
right?
That's been my biggest goal.
You're laying the groundwork, man, for a brighter future for people.
That's my biggest goal. I mean, I thank you so much.
Right,
that means so much.
For real, you are.
It's if I can, as I grow and as my platform hopefully becomes bigger.
Yeah.
my goal is if I get to a level where I can really, like, if I have a good presence on social media or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If I can reach a certain amount of people, like, my goal is to be able to just inspire people and maybe even use some of my story to help people that are maybe going through similar situations.
Yeah.
To, and I've even had people that are paralyzed reach out to me before and said, like,
Really?
and that was, for me, that was one of the most craziest things I've ever, that was probably 2 years ago that happened.
I didn't even know that.
It was someone who was paralyzed, and they reached out and they're like, you inspired me to start making music again. And I was like, wow. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, and for me, that was like a wow moment.
Yeah.
And I think, what if I can reach even more people one day? Like, wonder how many lives I can hopefully change and help inspire people. And if I can make enough money, I would love to start a foundation. That's another big thing of mine. I would love to start a foundation for people who were born with, like, cleft lips, palates.
Yeah.
Other situations that I've had. And just, I would really love to start that, but I'm not there yet. Maybe one day. But I've always tried to be that person that people can count on to get inspired by,
You inspire the shit out of me, my man.
Thank you.
That's a fucking fact.
Thank you so much.
And you're inspiring so many people, man, with your music, with your story, with your fucking energy. And you're, like I said, man, the very beginning of this interview, we're on the precipice of something. We don't know yet, but we can smell it.
I don't know what's going to...
We can fucking smell it.
I'm hoping for the best. I'm working my ass off. So.
You are, and something really incredible just happened too. This special collab, Isaac Palmer and Thompson, Need You.
Yes, sir.
Dude.
Bro.
You can say dude or bro when the drop hits because it's just that good. This one's called Need You by Isaac Palmer and Thompson. How the fuck did this happen, man? Tell people who he is,
we want the story? Okay.
Yeah, we want the story.
Thompson, I met him in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
How it goes.
I've been in Vegas a few times. But I was with, I was at Timmy Trumpet's show with Timmy, and I met Thompson. He's like an influencer, content creator.
Yeah.
He's from Australia. He lives in LA. And I met him in Vegas, and he's like, "Yo, bro, let me get your information." And we connected, and like 2 months later, he sent me a message. He's like, "Isaac, let's make some music." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." And then we had Need You together. We made it together, and he's like, "I want to have the record be my walkout to the KSI fight."
Because he's a fighter.
He's a fighter. He fights crocodiles, snakes, and all that shit. And he plays the violin, and he plays it really well.
He fights snakes?
I don't know. I think he fought a snake.
What the fuck?
I know he's like...
How do you win?
He's an Australian dude.
Yeah, they fuck around, yeah.
They're wild. They're crazy.
And he's like fucking really Australian too, right?
He's Australian. Like
he's not like the coffee shop Australian.
Oh, no. And I'm like, I knew if he's there with Timmy, because I know Timmy, and Timmy's like just, he's such an energetic guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, anyone who's around Timmy, watch out for that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it premiered at the KSI fight for his fight with I don't know who it was with, but he walked out to it, so that was so cool for me to see. It's been going well.
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So cool.
Yes.
What's under the hood right now, then?
Under the hood, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have some cool stuff coming out. I just premiered. I didn't, but my buddy Kubrick, he's from Germany.
Yep.
We actually premiered. I was there. Yeah. We were in Germany. He was playing the same festival that we were at, and he's like, "Yo, let's play the song on the main stage together." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, we should totally do it."
Yes.
So we did it. We played a new tongue twister. It's the vodka.
It's the vodka.
No, we played a new song on the main stage in Germany.
Yeah.
And that was sick.
Yes.
So I can't wait for you guys to see the video. And there were so many people. It was wild.
Mm-hmm. What's the track called?
The track, am I allowed to say? It's called Higher.
Higher.
I will say it's called Higher.
Yeah, no, he played it during the stream, right?
Oh yeah, he just did the 101 track list interview and stream.
Yeah.
So you guys should check that out on YouTube. You can get a sneak peek of the song.
Yep.
And it's gonna be out real soon. So I'm super stoked.
Hell yes.
It's gonna be cool.
That's big, man.
And I have a lot of other stuff as well. But we're trying to figure out like I'm like, well, what do I want to do with it? Where do I want it to go?
Yeah.
So maybe I'll self-release a little bit of it. Maybe I'm gonna sign some more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all in the works. I'm really excited.
You're having a good time doing it though, huh?
I'm having a great time. I can't complain.
No, man. Can't complain. And he's showing me a lot of the music that he hasn't released. You can tell us about the mashup pack though?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I should say something about that.
Tell them before you actually tell them promoting it. Isaac has taught me a lot of big things, but also a lot of little things that I've really paid attention to. And one of those is the art of DJing, right? Like performing and having mashups and remixes and edits. And this is seems like an obvious thing, but that only you have, or that you can count on hearing. And dude, I fucking thought about that shit a lot lately.
You know, I put out a mashup pack.
Yeah.
And I was playing out these mashups for I don't play a ton of shows, but when I do play shows, I was playing the mashups every time.
Everything's Isaac Palmer created, basically.
Yes, mashup wise, yes. Yeah. And I play other people's records.
Sure.
But the mashups I created. So it was really fun to play out my own and see, okay, what's gonna happen.
Right.
And honestly, they all went off.
Fuck yes.
Freaking cool. Super fucking awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I put the first one out, went pretty well. And I love providing people and other DJs who maybe play a lot more shows than I do right now with some really cool, like a DJ tool.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that they can use and it works.
Yep.
So I have, I think there's 6 mashups in the new one.
They're good.
You guys got to use mixed and key.
It's more than a mashup though. He puts a acapella with a composition. He creates a build up, and he fucking literally, I don't even know how to say it. You perform music theory on a mashup somehow. I don't know how. It's like fucking doing human surgery on a horse, but this guy fucking figures it out.
Sometimes there's 3 or 4 songs included into the one mashup. Just the build up is 3 songs.
Yeah. But
it's okay. And it's probably a little overkill, but
dude.
But you know what?
They work.
It works. It works. So that's gonna be out very soon. I'm working on that, but yeah.
In the next month?
Yeah. In the next month.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. You just figured it out for me, so thank you.
Okay, it's coming out in the next month.
Yeah. No, it was it's been fun. I love doing it. And if you're not if you're having an off day and you have a writer's block for your normal stuff, make some mashups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make some mashups or try to remake other people's music.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get out of a writer's block.
I agree. It's fun. Everybody loves a good mashup.
Yeah.
Mixed in key.
Mixed in key 10.
I'm an 8. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. We're updating different things. I'm DJing where my record box is up to date. Yours might not be. Yeah.
maybe one day.
This guy's gonna be on fucking world tour before we know it, though. That's true.
I'm crossing my fingers. We're gonna find out.
We're taking our time with the shows, though.
Yeah, take your time, make your music, work hard. It's all about the music, baby.
And be yourself, baby.
Exactly.
Dude, this has been
fucking awesome.
This is one of the. I've never sat here for like an hour and a half
Just talking.
and talking to one of my best friends here.
Yeah, hey.
But what an experience.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time. Did you have fun?
I'm not quite done yet.
What?
Oh!
Well, I'm sleeping on the couch, so we have all night.
Yeah.
You know how it
He's
goes.
not going anywhere, actually. Yeah, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna continue to hang out. Yeah.
100%.
So I can't say an official goodbye, but I would like to say an official thank you for being the first 3-timer on Sherman the Booth, baby. And if I already had it made you take a shot of Malort and throw up in the past, I would make you do it right now
No, we're not
with
doing
me.
it.
But
I had to do it in the bar.
It
and
didn't
run to
go
the
well. It
bathroom.
didn't go well. I had Isaac do it.
You
Malort
should tell
shot.
the story real quick.
Yeah. You guys know me. And I was with our good friend Ray, and we were waiting on Electric Hotel or something, right? What were we doing?
Yeah, you had a show.
We were just basically. Well, I think. Were you just 21? I can't remember. There was a reason I was like bar hopping around and like buying you different drinks and shit. And I was like, perfect. I just need a shot of Malort. And this guy literally just drinks like Red Bull vodka. And of course, the
Simple
nice
man.
guy that is so funny because that is you telling me that it's not okay to put gain on every track. And it was you telling me that it's like okay to buy a shot of Malort. And we take the shot of Malort and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I don't even think twice because I took a video of it. I was like uploading it and you come back. You're like, I just threw that up. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm so sorry. So unnecessary.
Yeah, it was horrible. And with this bar in my chest, I'm like, every time I throw up, I don't puke much anymore because, you got to be careful with this bar in
Oh
your
my
chest,
God,
but
dude. That was.
you know what? It was totally worth it because
You did it.
we have a story now.
We do. It's a good story.
And I'm glad I did it then and not now
That's true.
because I would probably be
It wouldn't be good.
I would be hiking my way to your toilet, and you don't want that. I'm telling you that right now. So
Let's just say we did.
yeah, let's say we did.
To us, Isaac.
Cheers, brother.
My dear friend, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you made it all the way to the end, make sure to go follow this guy at Isaac Palmer Official, SoundCloud, Spotify. Keep an eye on him. He's coming to a city near you.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? And thanks for watching that video. You looking for more content now? I got your back. Go to my YouTube channel right now, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on all notifications so you never miss any upcoming exclusive artist interviews, Sherman the Booth clips, new music, live sets, and more. This is your one-stop shop for everything electronic music. Cheers.